Hey, it's Tuesday. It's Mike and John. Got it going on.
Brought to you by Firehouse Doors.
And here's the good news. There's still time to sign up on our website, mikeandjohnpodcast.com, to win that $500 Visa gift card from Firehouse Doors.
I mean, if you look at our hopper, you look at the hopper.
I'm looking at the hopper right now. It's over there. It is getting full. This is the fullest I've seen the hopper yet.
It is filling up with people who want to have a chance to win that $500 gift card courtesy of Firehouse Doors.
So hop in. Go to the website, mikeandjohnpodcast.com.
Right. And while you're there, check out our daily news stories.
We have daily news stories?
We do. As a matter of fact, we have a daily newsletter.
Yes, that we do.
Yeah. You can sign up for that as well.
Can you put my signature on the newsletter sometimes?
Should we?
A little autograph on a stamp.
At the end of each story, love Mike and John.
Or courtesy of.
Courtesy of.
Okay. So that's another way you can get news delivered right to your email box.
Right.
About 5 o'clock-ish every afternoon, I see it pop in my box, and I say, what is this junk mail I'm getting from John and Mike? No, I say, hey, it's the newsletter.
It's completely voluntary.
Because sometimes John will be reading the news on the podcast, and I might not be paying attention.
What? It's like when you read the trivia, and I'm not paying attention.
You're not paying attention. It's like we don't pay attention to one another.
I'm not paying attention.
Did you say something?
It's like when you're talking right now, and I'm not paying attention.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So mikeandjohnpodcast.com. Go there, enter for all the things. The stuff.
The stuff and the things.
Right.
The things and stuff.
It's the full shebang.
Don't be putting us in with other advertisers.
I'm sorry.
The shebang is trademarked, sort of, kind of given to, assigned to.
Sort of, kind of given.
So it's not really trademarked. I can't nail that one down.
So if you see the little trademark sign and then a little asterisk.
Yeah, it's like
trademark kind of.
A KS, kind of, sort of, is what that trademark goes with. Coming up today, JD's.
Yes.
Tuesday throwback trivia. What will the topic be today? Only JD knows.
Last week we talked about the new Velma series.
Yeah, did you watch any
cartoon?
of that?
I have not. I've seen some
pretty
clips.
Dark.
There were some clips online. Yeah, I was unaware. I knew they were revamping it, but it's darker from what I can tell.
A little darker Velma.
Well, yeah.
The inner.
Like everything else, and of course what you see the complaints. People are like, well, when I was a kid, Scooby-Doo was fun.
All Velma did was lose her glasses.
Right, and you're like, well, you're not a kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not fun anymore.
And the kids ain't watching Scooby-Doo. So they're trying to,
don't poo-poo on the Scooby-Doo. So
don't do-do. Don't Scrappy-Doo on the Scooby-Doo.
See, all right. When you talk Scooby-Doo, and that was the topic with Jeff last week, is, when they brought in, it was kind of like when Fonzie jumped a shark. When they brought in Scrappy-Doo and Scooby-Dum. The Scooby-Dum thing. That was like, when it was a Scooby-Dum episode, even me as an 8-year-old was like,
oh, man.
No.
Yeah. That's like
what's going on with Speed Bug?
That's like when Curly Joe was on the Three Stooges.
Yeah, you're just like,
come on.
Yeah. And we didn't have all the options you darn kids have today.
Damn kids.
We would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling kids.
That's right.
And Scooby-Dum.
Oh, sorry. Just reveal you to be. It's Old Man Jenkins.
It really is. All right. Let's get to local news, shall we?
Yes, we shall.
Local news brought to you by Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton.
All right, here's what's going on. A fundraising dinner next month will help raise money for a Howell family as their young child fights cancer. Rowan Jordan was diagnosed with metastatic stage 4 neuroblastoma on November 16th of last year. That also happened to be his second birthday. To support Rowan's family during this difficult time, there'll be a spaghetti dinner held Sunday, February 5th at the American Legion Post 141 in Howell. It'll be open to the public with a goal to raise money to support Rowan's family financially while the toddler undergoes treatment at C.S. Mott Children's Hospital at the University of Michigan Medical Center in Ann Arbor. In addition to dinner, there'll be a 50-50 drawing and raffles. The cost will be $10 for adults, $5 for kids. There'll be a cash bar available. Organizers who call themselves Team Rowan are actively seeking donations at all levels to use for raffle prizes. All the proceeds will be donated directly to the family. You'll find contact details on our website, mikeandjohnpodcast.com. An Ingham County man was arrested over the weekend after allegedly stealing from a construction site in Marion Township. The Livingston County Sheriff's Office reports at about 1:30 Saturday afternoon, deputies were dispatched to a new home under construction in Marion Township, referencing a larceny of building materials. They were advised the owners of the home were at the residence when a silver pickup entered onto the property and loaded several boxes of siding into the pickup and then left north on D19. I'm just going to put this in the back of my truck and go. According to a press release, deputies located the vehicle on West 96 near D19. They performed a traffic stop. The driver, identified as a 36-year-old Lansing resident, was ultimately arrested and lodged in the Livingston County Jail for larceny of construction materials. The incident remains under investigation by the Livingston County Sheriff's Office. And just a little more than a week left to nominate for recognition local residents or organizations who've stepped up to make a difference in their community. Each year, Livingston County United Way seeks nominations for one of Livingston County United Way's annual volunteer awards. Nominations are needed by January 27th for the Charles W. Itzel Volunteer of the Year Award, the Donald Epley Lifetime Community Service Award, the Young Person of Distinction Award, the Youth Organization of the Year Award, and the Randy Rudisill Business of the Year Award. Recipients will be recognized at Livingston County United Way's Spirit of the Community Annual Meeting that's set for March 8th at Crystal Gardens. To make a nomination, people can complete an application online at lcunitedway.org. That link and other details are on our website, mikeandjohnpodcast.com. And that is what's going on.
This Look at News brought to you by our friends at Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton. They're open during construction.
Mark Binkley could barely drive a car when his dad bought the best jewelry store in town from Mr. Cooper. He spent a lot of time there after school and weekends, enough to know that he loved the jewelry business. Mark and his family were exiting a Sunday church service when Mark saw something more dazzling than any precious stone: barbelockery. Successful and beautiful was a combination too great to resist, and around Valentine's Day, a nervous and pale Mark Binkley asked barbelockery to be his bride. They were married in the rustic, cozy church sanctuary where they met and decided to build Cooper and Binkley Jewelers together. You'll see them there every day, working hard just like you, helping people make special times in their lives even more special with a gift from Cooper and Binkley. They'd love to hear your stories of romance at Cooper and Binkley Diamond Jewelers in lovely downtown Brighton.
You know, when you see the pictures of Mark and Barb when they got, the pictures in the commercial when they got married.
Right.
I didn't wear sunglasses during our photo shoot.
Well, I think that was the fun shot.
I know.
That was, when
we
you
did
go
a fun shot in a golf cart, but I didn't have shades on, and I look at Mark and I'm kind of like, that's something I missed.
Oh.
I can't go back and recreate that.
Maybe you need to renew your vows so you can wear shades.
We're only doing this so I can put on sunglasses. My wife would be like, no, we're not. We appreciate Cooper and Binkley Jewelers. Coming up in just a little bit, we'll talk to Jeff for our Tossback Trivia today. In the meantime, let's take a look at last night's MNT, or Monday Night Trivia, which is brought to you by Tanya Zirkle from RE/MAX.
The motto, comfort, the key to home, of course.
And online, it's sold by Tanya Zia. Almost 75% of people in a recent survey said they do this at least once a day because of their pet. They do this at least once a day because of their pet. And I got to believe most of our answers came from dog owners.
Well, yeah, because many of the answers, you said daily.
Yeah, you do this at least once daily.
There's the obvious answer.
They say I love you.
Oh.
To whoever.
I thought it was pick up their
poop. That kind of goes with
But that's a little too obvious.
But there's that 25% that don't pick up their dog's poop.
Well, there's that.
Yeah, yes, there is. I guess if your dog goes in the backyard, you kind of leave it till spring, and then you got a big mess.
Well, yes, you do.
Joan said, share the food they're eating with their dog. So
at least once a day. Yeah,
here's a little something.
Some people practically put a place at the dinner table. Here you go, Pooch.
Your dog comes up with a napkin around his neck and fork and knife, ready to go.
Yeah.
Tell them to be good, says Christine, and ask if they were. Now, you be good. I'm coming back. Are you a good boy?
Do they answer?
See, this is when you know you have one of those dogs that, were you a good boy? And then he just turns and looks and you see behind him something shredded.
Right.
You can figure that out.
I think depending on the dog, but a lot of dogs say, you come home and you just look right at their face like, all right, what'd you do? Because they have that look.
Like that, oh crap, they're back. Kind of like we had as kids and the parents went on vacation.
Exactly. The parents could tell. Max said, take a selfie with them. My wife probably takes about a selfie a day.
Selfie with the dog?
Yeah.
Smile smile at the dog or your pet. Debbie said vacuum. If you got a big shedder,
Renee says check for ticks. I mean, that would be, especially if you live in like a rural area. If you're in a wooded area, I could see.
Joan said feed them at least once a day.
That would be nice.
I would kind of
that'd be helpful if you don't mind.
Casey said go outside. Jeremy said take a picture.
Jeff said have a drink.
Sure. I got a pet. I got a drink.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to drink alone then.
Yeah.
How about that? Now, this is an interesting one. Did you see Lisa's answer? She said, we lie to our dogs when we go somewhere without them. We tell them that we go to the doctors, even if we're really just not going to the doctors. We're going to a restaurant, a concert, or just visiting friends. It's our way of telling them we aren't sure
It's quite an answer.
how long we're going to be.
Yeah. It's quite an answer, isn't it?
I don't know that the dog really kind of gets all that.
Yeah. Our vet told us, because our dog has anxiety when we leave. The dog freaks out. And he said the best way to do that is to not say goodbye. Just take your keys and go. Because the more you build it up, they're like, and it builds their anxiety. And so you're like, yeah, later, dude. Donna, kind of along the same lines, said tell them where they're going when they're leaving the house, and then they'll be back soon. Like, we're not taking you to the shelter to drop you off. I promise.
I have to admit, sometimes I do that. Oh, hey, Broody, see you in a little bit. I'm going to work. I'll be back soon.
Right. I think,
and he doesn't care.
I think what Donna was saying, like when you take them to let them know, like we're coming back soon. Like I'm not going to let you out in a field, to take you to a farm upstate
to visit friends.
That's right.
Jordan said, apologize.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I didn't feed you. They let you know.
You ever wonder what your pet thinks if they're like laying on the bed and you just got out of the shower?
I always wonder what my dog is thinking.
What's he thinking?
And
is he thinking at all?
We tend to assign human thoughts to our dogs. We assume they're thinking, and really all they're thinking is, when is he going to feed me?
That's
pretty much what they're thinking most
I'm guessing
often.
That's about it. How far along are we until
Where
next
are we
meal?
till the food?
Yeah.
All right, I'll tell you what then. How about a belly rub?
Yeah.
He's
trying to appease me with a belly rub.
Right.
I think I'll wiggle my leg a little while he rubs my belly.
He likes this, then he feeds me. So you got to do what you got to do, right, fella?
Gene said, scoots over to make room for the pet. You're on the couch, eh? Come on, over here. See, now, my wife and I, when we're on the couch, she'll be on like one side, I'll be on the other. And when the dog enters the room, I'll just do a little pat, and then he goes to her.
I think we have the same dog. Because my dog will be all with me.
But our dog's like a heater.
Like, you're the best, boss. Mom's here, bye.
Yeah, that's about it. But our dog's like a heater, man. If he lays next to me, I'm like, all of a sudden, gosh, how do I get this dog away from me? It's like all of a sudden 95 degrees. Any other...
Talk in a baby voice. A couple people said that. Our voice tends to take a different...
Yeah, you wonder, what if you talk to your friends that way? Like if I walked in to the podcast room, hey, how you doing, buddy? Did you have a good night?
Good to see you. Good boy.
In the sing-songy voice, too. And I think we all do it, even if we don't want to admit it, or sometimes we just do it and don't even know we're doing it when you're talking to the...
Right,
I don't know,
it's automatic.
Do cat people talk to their cats like that? I've never been a cat owner.
Not really. Yeah, I don't know.
Probably.
Depending. Let's see. Joe and Kathy said use a sticky roller to get hair off your clothes. Now that, depending on the dog, that could be more than once a day.
And there's Sally said smooch them. Give them a little smooch. Hey, little pooch.
Elizabeth said, say, oh, look at that big stretch when they do.
Downward dog, they call it. Yeah. No correct answer.
Yeah, that was interesting.
It is a good answer. When you think about it, I don't know if 75% of people do this, but they laugh because of something their pet did.
Right.
And usually for my dog, it's when he wags his tail because it's like a helicopter, and you look at it and you go, okay, he's taking off. So no answer, no correct answer, but we do appreciate everybody that chimed in this morning for last night's trivia. We appreciate it. We'll do it again tonight. Of course, trivia brought to you by Tanya Zirkle, real estate agent for RE/MAX Platinum.
Motto, comfort is the key to home. You can find her online, soldbytanyaz.com, or email soldbytanyaz@gmail.com.
All right, we'll see what Jeff has in store for us today for JD's Throwback Trivia.
What does he want?
Well, we're calling him, so it's what we want.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
He wants answers.
We all want answers.
JD's throwback trivia.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen.
Wow,
And
gentlemen.
we're here too.
Yeah.
So how you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing well.
All right. What's our topic today?
Well, I know we've kind of finished up a little bit about Velma. I don't know if you guys caught any of that over the weekend.
Did not.
Did not.
We just did talk about it here on the show. I haven't seen the like any episodes, but I did see some clips, and definitely a.
Jeff sounds disappointed, and it's kind of like that.
We let him down.
You didn't do your homework, guys.
No, that's okay. That's okay. But we're going to transition from the person who did Velma's voice for like 20 years, Mindy Kahn,
Right.
to the facts of life.
Oh.
All right.
So,
You take the good,
All right.
you take the bad.
You take them all, and there you have.
all right. So this is going to be super easy for you two fans of that show.
Yeah, I don't know. I go that far.
All right. This is super easy.
Wait, before we begin,
Yeah.
Joe or Blair?
Joe.
All right.
You like the bad girls? You like the bad girls?
Oh, Blair. Okay, let's get. All right, so Joe it is. All right, let's get on with our questions.
Wait,
Okay.
hold on, JD. What about you?
Oh, Joe.
Oh, okay.
I mean, sometimes it was different depending on the season
Right.
or the episode. But it's kind of like when you watched Friends. Certain seasons you're like,
Right.
it's Jennifer Aniston. Then you say, you know what?
Welcome to
Phoebe's
Fantasy
not-
Island.
The new Fantasy Island's not bad. But let's get back to the facts of life.
I think you guys are all missing. I think the hottie was Mrs. G. How you doing?
Was it because she opened the candy store or what?
She had cookies.
Edna's edible.
She smelled like cookies. Turning me on.
Oh boy, oatmeal raisins. Yeah, baby.
Edna's edibles could be a
Yeah, now it could be a whole new thing.
Okay.
Well, yeah, what if they opened it now? The facts of life.
well.
and
They probably couldn't open it in Brighton.
Okay.
But it's sweets. Okay, let's get to the test.
Yeah,
with
let's
the
get
quiz.
to it. Stop.
Are you keeping score?
Yes, someone's got to
Okay.
keep score around here.
All right.
Yes. Well, so far in 2023, it's John 1, Mike 1.
Yes. See.
All right. The Facts of Life, American television show by Dick Clark and Jenna McMahon. It's a spinoff of what that originally is aired on NBC.
Come on now.
With
Are we
this-
going to lob them
This
today?
is the lobber.
Yeah.
Right out of the gate to warm us up. This is batting
It
practice.
kind of is, yeah.
I know. Was it Benson, Blossom, Hello Larry, or Different Strokes?
It was different strokes.
Of course, it was different strokes.
Okay. Well, I didn't know you could sing theme song. So
No, that's okay. We appreciate
Okay.
the warm up, by
Yeah.
the way. Don't get us wrong. No, I mean just
all right. Perfect. So a spinoff of Different Strokes. The series featured the Drummond's housekeeper, Mrs. Garrett, becoming the house mother of a dormitory at what school? A private all-girls school in Peekskill, New York. Was it Westland, Eastland, Westlake, or Eastlake?
Wow. That's a good question. I mean, they mentioned it all the time, but I... All right, I'm going to say Westlake.
John.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Come on. It was Eastlake.
Eastlake. All right.
It was Eastland.
Yeah.
I thought maybe Eastside Detroiters might get Eastland. That's how I always remembered it.
No, it's Eastlake.
See,
I
but
knew it was an East.
But I was a West Sider, so that's why I went Westlake.
Okay. Sorry.
Or I just guessed.
Yeah.
Of the four of the original actresses, person who played Julianne Haddock Cindy, Julie, I can't even say her Polish last name, was Sue Ann. There's a Nancy, and the Molly Ringwald played
Right.
Molly. They were written out of the show.
That's right.
Those four. And all but Molly Ringwald eventually reappeared in reunion episodes throughout. But who or what was added in season 2? Was it Mr. Parker, who appeared in all the episodes except for the first season? Was that Mrs. Garrett starting Edna's Edibles? Was it Joe, I'm going to pose in the check, Nancy McKeon's character?
Right.
Or was it George Burnett, played by George Clooney?
Yeah.
So what got added in season 2? Was it Joe, Edna's Edibles, Mr. Parker, or George Clooney?
So, and this person stayed for the rest of the run?
Or for the rest of the season?
Hey, that's not the question.
Okay, all right. I'm trying to get a little bit of info out of there. In season 2. Well, you're leading.
You're going to defer to me.
Yeah.
This is see, the warm-up was a tease. The
You're
warm-up was a
leading
tease.
1-1. 1-1, you're leading.
No, he's leading 2-1.
Yeah, I got 2.
Because we both got the first one right,
Yeah.
and then he got the second one right with Eastlake.
It's Eastland.
It was Eastland? No, it was East Lake.
You said
It
Eastlake.
was Eastland.
I said East Lake.
right.
Oh, now we're going to have to double-check the teacher. It was Eastland? I thought it was East
It was
Lake.
Eastland.
All right. So we're tied. I'm going to say it was George Clooney's character was added the second season, and he wasn't on longer than that.
I don't think so. Yeah, I'm going to concur.
Why don't you just agree with me and get it over with?
It was Joe.
Joe wasn't in the first season?
I guess that's right because
No.
they had all these extra characters, and then
A new student
Yeah.
originally from the Bronx arrived
Right.
at Eastland.
Yeah, didn't she come in
on
on her motorcycle?
scholarship.
Oh,
Yeah, had a run in with the law, forced her and the four to be separated from the other girls. Had to work in the cafeteria, so that's why they started living in the same spot with Mrs. Garrett.
well, there you go.
Okay. What year did Facts of Life become NBC's #1 rated comedy and #2 overall show? Was it the 79 to 80, 80 81, 81 to 82, or 82 to 83? So in the years from 79 to 83, which
Right.
year did it become NBC's #1 comedy, #2 overall show?
I'm gonna. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you
okay.
go.
I'm gonna say 82, 83. I think it took a few years to get there.
I'm going to go 80, 1980.
Ooh, I'm feeling like Uncle Bill now.
Uh
By its third season, 81, 82,
Oh.
Facts of Life had become #1 comedy.
oh. Split the difference.
Yeah.
It would beat its predecessor, Different Strokes, for the first time.
Wow.
And you know why? Because they got that new housekeeper who was not the same as Mrs.
Oh, that's
G.
right.
Yeah, I didn't care for her.
No.
Sally Ann or whatever her name was. I don't know what her name was.
It was Cloris Leachman after
Was it?
after Mrs. Garrett passed
wow.
away.
Oh.
Okay.
No, who was the other one? There was another lady that was.
Was there?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
I
probably
remember
toward
that.
the end of the run. I forget her name, but I forgot
I was
about Cloris
I was in
Leachman.
college studying.
Yeah, me too.
Yes, well, yeah,
I was
I was,
watching. I was watching.
Well, you older gentlemen. I was finishing up high school.
I was in college watching Knots Landing.
All right, I think my first
Grew up a little bit.
since it's 1-1. I think the first tiebreaker is so easy. I made 2 of them.
Oh,
Ah.
all right.
With the show still easily winning its time slot, NBC had made plans to renew Facts of Life for a 10th season, but 2 castmates chose to leave at the conclusion of season 9.
God, did it really
Who
run
left?
that long? I don't remember. it
Who
running.
left at
Okay.
the end of season 9,
All right.
basically forcing them to cancel.
Oh, we have to tell you who
Oh,
left?
I see.
You tell me who those
okay.
2 are.
Um,
I think it's super easy.
All right. I think it was Blair.
well, there was 2.
2.
Oh, you need 2 names.
2 names.
Oh, it was Blair and Joe.
I was thinking Blair and Joe. Too.
So we,
Blair and Joe.
all right, we're both saying Blair and Joe. So it's a good thing you have that second tiebreaker.
That's right. All right.
What was the answer?
It was Mindy Kahn's character and Nancy McKeon. So it was Natalie.
Oh,
Natalie.
Natalie and Joe. All right.
Was Natalie going on to do the voice of Velma? Or?
She was getting ready.
That was a few more years.
Yeah.
Years for that. Okay. Now we'll give you a range.
Did she leave? Did Natalie leave because the storylines weren't good enough for her?
Remember, Natalie broke some TV rounds with she was promiscuous.
What?
Natalie was?
Yes, Natalie did the first time episode.
Oh.
Well, it's a very special facts of life for the entire family.
It's a learning episode.
Yes. So
hello, Larry.
Yes.
Joe was like, been there, done that.
Wait,
Hello, Larry.
was it Joe?
Goodbye, Mindy.
Hey. Nothing about Velma kind of stuff now.
All right.
Okay.
Where are we at? Tiebreaker number 2.
Yeah, I think yes, exactly.
This is
Tiebreaker
derailed.
number 2. All right. What is the highest Nielsen rating? What year did they basically get their highest Nielsen rating the show ever got? Between 79 and 88. What's the highest they ever made it in the Nielsen's?
Yeah.
Wow.
Give us a range.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, we need some.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll
the
give you a
highest
range from 1 would be the greatest show ever to 70.
Okay.
That narrows it down.
Okay.
1 to 70.
Yeah, I
Their
see.
highest Nielsen ratings.
Where they ranked. So they're Nielsen ranking. Because the
They're
rating is
Nielsen
like
ranking.
a share thing. So okay.
Yep.
Well, do you want to go first?
No, you go ahead.
All right. I'll say number. Well, wait. You already kind of gave it away. I mean, at least you know, because you said it was number 2.
NBC's number 2. So this is going to show. This is going to demonstrate how crappy NBC TV was.
Oh, I see.
All right. So this was NBC's highest rating during their time.
They were NBC's number 1 comedy in 81, 82.
Right. But
In their
NBC
entire run, what was their highest rating?
Let's just
that
put it
they
this way.
received?
This was pre-must-see TV. NBC.
Well, you're also talking.
This was the days of Hello Larry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right,
but
right.
Cheers came on then too, didn't it? Like in the early 80s. So
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, I'll say number 4.
Wow, I was thinking 4 too. I'll go number 7.
Whoa. Mike pulls it out.
Uh-oh.
24.
We really rated that show a lot higher than it was. It really wasn't really that great of a show, but Norman
The
Lear
highest they
sure
ever
enjoyed
made it. They made it 2 years. They were the 24th ranked show, and the lowest they ever were was their first season at 74. At 24, they were tied with Little House on the Prairie.
Wow.
Yeah, but that wasn't a comedy. That was, that was
No?
boring TV.
All right. Well, JD's tossback trivia. So Mike won. So we're even now, 1-1.
No, I'm 2-1,
No. I won the first one. You won the second one.
and I just won the third one.
You just won the
Yeah,
third
because
one.
I won the Scooby Doo one by a landslide, dude.
Did you?
Yeah, it was a landslide. You
Like
he forgot.
6-1.
Yeah, it was like 6-1.
I block it out when you win.
Now I got to wonder on this scorekeeping pad here. There's just a bunch of marks for
it's
John.
it's my grocery list actually. So
I'm right
think
next to
we're gonna
Kleenex and aluminum foil.
I think we'll help out John and go back to cereal next week.
all right. Actually, thank you.
Or
Yes.
some kind of sci-fi
I
stuff.
appreciate that. All right.
Yeah, we're not going Star Wars just yet.
All right. We'll hang on for that one. All right. Well, thanks, Jeff. We appreciate it. JD's Tossback Trivia. Thanks for
Awesome.
chiming in today. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Coming up, we'll get to our 2-cent history lesson. And don't forget Firehouse Doors. Super supporter of Mike and John. Got it going on. Have been here for...
Super supporter.
It's time for Super Supporters.
Super supporter.
Firehouse Doors.
Super supporter.
Celebrating 25 years of serving you, Livingston County and surrounding areas.
Right. And to celebrate, of course, they're giving away a $500 gift card, which you can enter at mikeandjohnpodcast.com. But they're also giving you $25 off a service call in January if you mention Mike and John.
So if your garage door breaks down, the spring breaks, you want that to happen in January because you'll get that $25 discount. Ain't that right, John?
Yes.
Just saying.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, they'll have some additional silver anniversary promotions in the coming months. And as we've said, Firehouse Doors has been Livingston County's only authorized distributor for CHI overhead doors for the past 22 years. So call Firehouse Doors today, 810-599-7480.
Take advantage of the savings on the service call for the month of January just by mentioning Mike and John got it going on. And, of course, as John said, make sure you sign up because we're doing that drawing for the $500 Visa gift card from Firehouse Doors on Wednesday, February 1st.
Right. We're going to go all through January, and then February and one entry per person.
Yeah.
We do.
We can't overstuff the holiday.
There's some people that are very, we'll say, enthusiastic.
Yeah, that's the word.
And we we put them through the Mike and John Tabulator 8000. I don't know. And they check.
It looks a lot like John's
You're
score pad.
already in there.
Yes.
Yeah. So
once you're in, you're in.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's no more getting in twice.
Right. And now, if you've won something in the past, and then you send a new entry in, as long as it's 30 days since you won, we put the entry in. I told you, the Mike and John Tabulator 8000.
Yeah, it keeps track of that.
It's quite
stuff.
a computer.
It really is.
And of course, also when you enter at mikeandjohnpodcast.com and you go in the hopper, every Friday we give away a lunch for two at Torch 180 in Fowlerville, which we will do again this Friday. Right. But if you get picked for the lunch during January, you're still eligible for the $500 gift card.
We put you back in.
Yeah. I mean, the lunch is an awesome thing.
Yes.
But, so it's $500 gift card.
You could buy us lunch with that.
Yeah, you could. We don't have very expensive tastes.
$500 lunch. We could do that. We really could.
Well, it's a liquid lunch, but
and we'd be drinking those fancy drinks like John likes, like the old fashioned.
No.
Harvey Wallbanger.
No.
A Tom Collins.
Not really. I'm
a mojito.
I'll have a mojito.
Sam.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll have a. I have simple tastes.
You're going to take your Spider-Man mug with you when you
man.
Just no tequila. All right, our 2-cent history lesson for today. It is January 17th. It's Hot Buttered Rum Day. Hot Buttered Rum Day.
That's a little too fancy.
Yeah. It's National Bootleggers Day. That's more our speed. When they bootlegged booze back in the day, or maybe a bootlegged album that sounded like crap. Remember? Like certain albums you'd hear them say, yeah, it's the bootleg copy. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, you go to like a record store or a record show, and you can tell it was bootleg.
Some guy in the back with his cassette recorder.
Well, and we all remember the episode of What's Happening, where
with the bootlegging of
Rerun tried to bootleg the Doobie Brothers,
and the tape deck fell out.
Right. Because you know how big the Doobie Brothers were in South Central L.A. Huge band.
Well, Rerun like the Doobies.
Well, I know.
And
what doobie you be?
Yes.
So
thank you, Dwayne Wayne. Where were we? Oh yeah, Bootleggers Day. Also, Ben Franklin's birthday, Kids Inventors Day.
No,
today.
Ben Franklin's birthday.
That's right. Kids Inventors Day website says Ben Franklin invented swim flippers.
Oh, really?
At the age of 12. That's why it's Kids Inventors Day. So use that creativity. Flippers.
Yeah. Good thing you didn't stop there. A lot of people just be like, I've invented flippers, I am done.
Sure.
Put me in the history books.
Flip. I don't know that I actually ever owned a pair of flippers now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Neighbors had some flippers. And a snorkel. I don't know if Ben had anything to do with the snorkel, to be honest with you.
You can look that up if you want.
I could look that up, but I'm in the middle of history right now, which is brought to you by Oakland Insurance. Drew Goebel and Company.
Our good friend, Drew Goebel at Oakland Insurance and Michigan-based Frankenmuth Insurance.
On this day in 1861, the flush toilet was patented by Thomas Crapper.
Now, you had to be pretty rich in 1861.
To have a flush toilet.
Yeah. Flush your crap away.
Not be out in the outhouse.
Right. So.
1871, the cable car was invented. It's pulled along a cable, which was powered by a motor.
The San Francisco treat. I think cable cars. I go right.
You go right to Rice.
I have some food connection to everything. Don't worry.
So we know the Thomas Crapper food connection was the post eating the.
If you have Rosa, too much.
It was on this day, 1929, the cartoon character Popeye made his first appearance in the comic strip Thimble Theater. Thimble Theater. I have to say this.
Do you have to?
The best thing about Popeye was the bringing along of Wimpy. Because therefore I could pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Right.
Outside of that, I really didn't care about Popeye much.
You know.
The attraction to Olive Oil, questionable.
Well, check out those curves.
She was a stick.
I meant her head. So, check out the bun on her.
Olive Oil. Okay.
I like buns.
I like big buns. I'm Popeye. I eat my. Well, the spinach song was pretty good too.
Well, right. But I mean,
other than
you have
that,
to be pretty young. I think at a certain point, I don't know exactly what age, but at a certain age, you're like, all right, this is lame.
Yeah,
I'm going to watch Speed Racer.
Yeah, that was much cooler.
Much cooler.
Car. Yeah, and I don't think I made it through the live movie with Robin Williams as Popeye.
No,
that
not
was
good.
terrible, wasn't it?
It was. I did actually see it in its entirety, unfortunately, but
I did not go to the theater to see that. I think it was on cable.
Work out, yeah.
It was on this day in 1966. The great executives at NBC TV brought the Monkees TV series on their autumn schedule.
So, they put it in the autumn schedule.
They said, we're putting the Monkees in the autumn schedule.
So they're doing all that advanced hype.
Right. 1976, just a decade after.
10 years later.
Yeah.
I did the math.
Barry Manilow scored his second number one single with the song I Write the Songs, which was written by Bruce Johnson from the Beach Boys.
Oh, I was going to say Paul Anka for some reason. I thought it was Paul Anka. But Bruce Johnson.
It's a complete lie. I write the songs.
He didn't say I wrote this song.
Whole world sing.
He didn't say,
but it was written by somebody else.
Song.
I didn't write this song.
Right. That was the follow-up.
Right. But I think, if I remember right, and this was 1976, the song was basically, he wrote it for Barry Manilow because Barry Manilow used to write all those commercial jingles that we used to sing along with, like the Band-Aids one that comes to mind. It went right to your head, didn't it?
Yeah.
I'm stuck on Band-Aids.
Yeah.
Band-Aids
he
stuck
gets a
on
check
me.
every,
Yeah. 1994, Donny Osmond took part in a charity boxing match held in Chicago against former Partridge Family member Danny Bonaducci.
How did Donnie fare?
Donnie lost 2-1.
Yeah. Bonaducci's
Nobody really thought Donnie was, but Danny was short.
It was Donnie versus Danny.
Yeah. And nobody really, I don't think anybody ever thought of Donnie as a tough guy.
No. But you might underestimate Danny. Because, you might be like, he's short and he's just a little Partridge kid. But he's a dirty
fighter. He had Reuben Kincaid in his corner.
Dirty fighter.
I think that Danny Bonaducci probably was. He's probably hitting below the belt. Naturally.
Well, he went into radio, so you can tell what kind of character he had.
That's for sure. A court in Ireland in 1997 granted the first divorce in the Roman Catholic country's history. 1997.
Really?
Yeah. From there, it was just a barrage of, hey, we're done. They're allowing this?
Yeah. They're allowing this? Later, loser!
Yeah, 1997, though.
Okay.
That's
all right. All right.
And finally, it was on this day in 2020, Wiggles founding member. Remember the Wiggles?
I do.
Greg Page, he was the yellow Wiggle, by the way.
Wow, you knew that.
He suffered, well, I didn't know it. It just said it. Okay. Our Now, don't confuse the Wiggles with the, or those,
the Teletubbies?
The Teletubbies, yeah. The Wiggles and the Teletubbies, they were popular around the same time. But Yellow Wiggle, Greg Page, suffered a cardiac arrest at a Wiggles reunion show that was raising funds for Australian bushfire relief efforts. He collapsed on the stage. An off-duty nurse at the time, who was in the audience, performed CPR on the Wiggle.
On the Wiggle? I'd like to hear that 911 call. We got to wiggle down. Wiggle down.
You got to say it in an Australian accent, though.
It's a wiggle down.
We got to wiggle down. Drummer Steve Pace, who was another wiggle.
Which color?
Not sure what color he was. Used a defibrillator to help the wiggle.
We got to wiggle with an AED on another wiggle.
Well, it was the drummer for the Wiggles. I'm not sure if he was an actual wiggle or not. He was the drummer for the Wiggles.
Don't disrespect the drummers.
So, they had to use it 3 times before he was transported to the hospital. The cardiac arrest caused by a blocked artery was treated and Page recovered. The yellow wiggle went on to wiggle some more.
Oh, good.
That's your 2-cent history lesson.
Wow, that's an amazing lesson.
You know, you're going to be thinking Wiggles all day long.
No, not really.
Yellow Wiggles.
And of course, 2-cent history lesson brought to you courtesy of Oakland Insurance. The last thing on your mind is insurance. That's okay. It's the first thing on theirs every day. Whether you're talking about home, vehicles, business, or life, the unexpected can happen. And the bright side is you can depend on Drew Goebel of Oakland Insurance and Michigan-based Frankenmuth Insurance to provide the peace of mind you need. At Oakland Insurance, they believe the best relationships are honest, upfront, and
personal.
Well, yeah, and fair.
Fair.
Yeah.
Personal and fair.
If you want to get frank about insurance.
If you're a yellow wiggle who's thinking I need life insurance for my next concert reunion tour, call Drew Goebel.
Right.
At Oakland Insurance.
248-647-2500.
Did your kids watch the Wiggles?
Not really. Teletubbies, my oldest, he got into Teletubbies. And one of the Teletubbies had one of the characters on Teletubbies was a vacuum. What was the name of that thing?
Ishkadoodle?
No, I know, but I'm telling you.
Cheap plug here.
Well, I'm just saying.
Was that the inspiration? You were inspired by a Teletubby?
Because my oldest son, who's almost 25, and I'm sure he's like, Dad, please shut up.
Yeah, Dad.
When he was younger, a kid, he loved vacuum cleaners. We even bought him a little vacuum cleaner that he used to play with.
Why go fake? If he liked them that much.
It didn't actually, it turned on. It made a sound, but it didn't actually vacuum.
It didn't suck.
But I think it was because the vacuum cleaner character on
the
Teletubbies. And, even then, I'm a pretty open-minded guy, but even then I'm like, this is garbage. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Well, we didn't hear any stories of Teletubbies having heart attacks or cardiac arrests anytime. But you never know.
We got a Teletubby on a Teletubby.
Teletubby down.
The vacuum.
No, there was all kinds of rumors about the Teletubbies.
But the Teletubbies got stuck in the vacuum. Was it Tala, Lili?
I don't. Tulu. I don't. I remember them on, but
I
don't think my kids watch the Teletubbies much. I know we watch the Wiggles a lot. Well, the Wheels on the Bus.
You know it's bad
round
when
and round.
you're like, oh, thank God they're watching Barney now. So, wait for the Teletubbies. Well,
can we end this today?
I don't know.
Let's just, yeah. You're not into me. Do you want? I thought we were doing the Wiggles thing. The Roxbury?
Yeah, not the Roxbury.
No, if we were driving along, though, and we were having car trouble doing the Roxbury thing, we would stop by Murphy's Family Auto.
Smooth as silk.
Let's just say the yellow wiggle is behind the wheel, and the bus is not going round and round.
If your car is having a bumpy ride as that transition that we just had, you probably want to stop by Murphy's Family Auto.
You might have a flat tire, bad brakes, hit a bump in the road.
Right. Murphy's Family Auto, they specialize in car and truck care, including engine and transmission work. Call Murphy's Family Auto, 517-552-3040. Tell them Mike and John sent you. You'll save 5% off your bill.
That's not a bad deal.
Yeah, it's a pretty good deal.
Stop by Murphy's Family Auto today.
Right.
Now you can end the show, right?
I don't know. I think there's more that we need to talk about.
Is there?
Yeah.
I'm checking my notes here. I don't see any more.
So we're looking at the notes.
Nope. I think that's it.
I said...
That's our cue to the computer that's moving a little slow today.
Mike and John got it going on. You've been giggling with Mike and John. Tune in next time and giggle on.